Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome to a season expectations video today where I'm going to be talking about what I expect from Barcelona during the coming season. So we've seen obviously the La Liga preview I did with another couple of members, fans of Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid and Barcelona, but this one is specifically about my views and what I expect from Barca, and not only the league and the Champions League and the Copa del Rey. It's going to be a big season. We're not involved in the Super Cup, which is one of the first times in the last few years which I can remember. Of course, last year, that was the first trophy of the season. This year, we picked up the Jean Gamper trophy, which we pretty much usually win anyway. So it's a big season. We've got 3 titles to chase, and I think we've got a good chance in all of them, and we're certainly going to go out there and contend for them, because that's what Luis Enrique has been employed to do at Barcelona. You've got to go and try and win every trophy. That's the expectation for the fans, and I'm sure that's what he's going to try and do. So we spent a lot of money throughout the summer. We spent a lot of money, renewing the squad, making sure we got good additions, and it's very important that we, as a team, gel very quickly. There's a lot of new signings, a lot of new faces, and it's very important that they all gel very quickly. One of the most positive things is some of the players that we have brought in, Rakitic, Machu, etc., Claudio Bravo, already have La Liga experience, and that will certainly stand us in good stead in terms of how quickly the players settle in, because if they've got, experience in La Liga, they know what to expect from the league, and certainly in La Liga, that'll help us a great deal. Hopefully, I think we can launch a very, very good title challenge this year. Let's remember that last year we were only, a game away. The last game against Atletico Madrid, we lost the title simply by 1 goal. We were always almost there. Alexis put us ahead, and Godin's goal cancelled the title for us, and it was so close. And if you look at that was a squad which really was on its way out. It's some poor players in there, a really poor, style we had. Everyone was pretty low on confidence. Messi had an injury hit season, Neymar injured, we had problems at the back, Tata Martino, of course, not the brilliant manager we needed, and I think it was a season where really, we were lucky to be that far up. So if we've improved things and we've, made a lot of signings, the fans are a lot more excited, we've got a new manager and a much better style and philosophy, and there's a lot more energy about the place, I certainly expect us to certainly go and win the league this season. And that's not me saying we're going to win it, I'm just saying that we should really launch a big challenge. Of course, Real Madrid should be stronger, but then again, should they really be stronger? I mean, they've signed James Rodriguez, but they are possibly going to sell Angel Di Maria. Now, that's a 1 in, 1 out, and I think Di Maria is a better player. So they've lost in that point of view, but of course they brought in the likes of Toni Kroos, and of course he's a very, very good signing. And it's just a fact of that, really. Teams have got stronger. Atletico Madrid, everyone's saying they've got weaker. I'm not so sure about that. They made some good signings. They've made some very good acquisitions, despite the players they've lost this summer. So they're going to be just as strong. And I think it will be a lot more competitive this season. You look at Valencia. They're a team who have made improvements to their squad. There's a lot more energy around the Mestalla now. Everyone seems a lot happier there. The club very much on the up. Bilbao, of course, they've got Champions League football. That could affect their league form. But the likes of Sevilla, Villarreal, Real Sociedad, they'll all be very strong, and they're all going to be very, very difficult to beat on their home turf. So it's going to be an exciting season, but certainly I'd expect us to very much challenge for the La Liga title, and I'm going to say that we're going to go and win the league this season. The Copa del Rey is one, again, we were very, very close to last season. Obviously, Gareth Bale's goal, got the Copa del Rey for Real Madrid and took it away from us. Marc Bartra, very, very close, equalising goal. It's going to be interesting. The Copa del Rey always depends on the side of the draw you're in. Are we going to be in the side of Real Madrid or Atletico? Last season we were quite lucky. We got Sociedad in the semi-finals, which of course isn't an easy game, but we got through it. I would, again, expect us to at least reach the final. I mean, it's a good competition to be in. I very much enjoy the Copa del Rey. We usually get to see some of the youngsters get a bit of a run out as well. That's always nice to see. So hopefully we can go quite far in that. It's a really good trophy to win, of course, and we've got a very, very good record in the Copa del Rey, and I'm sure Bilbao will want to have a lot much of a better go at it this year. They've got a great record in that competition as well, and they didn't really have a good run last season, so they're going to have a good cup run. But hopefully, again, we can reach the final in that. And I'm actually going to predict here in this podcast that we are going to do the domestic double. I do genuinely believe they've got the squad, the manager, the style of football, the players this season to go and win the league and the Copa del Rey, and I genuinely do believe we will win the domestic double. Now, the Champions League, I feel, at the moment, in the first season, with all the new players, the new manager, and the way the club is, I think it may be 1 season too soon. I don't think we're quite ready to go and challenge for Champions League titles yet. But of course, the Champions League, there is an element of luck with it. It's a number of rounds, 2 legs, and there's always anything can happen. So there's certainly a chance we can win it. I would love to see us go and win the Champions League again. Of course, that brilliant 5th time it would be. but I'm not quite sure we're ready for that yet. There's a lot of strong teams in Europe, the likes of Chelsea and Man City. I think will do very, very well in the English perspective. Real Madrid, of course, the reigning champions, will go and have another good run, I'm sure. Bayern Munich as well, of course. They've got to come back stronger this season. Dortmund look pretty decent as well. And there's other good sides as well in it. There's always a shock. It gets quite far, and there's probably won't be one again this season. But personally, I think it's a bit too far. But of course, I wouldn't be surprised to see us get the final. And of course, once you're there, once you're in around the semi-final, final stage, anything can happen. So hopefully we can get a decent group. I'll be doing a preview of the Champions League when the groups are announced. That shouldn't be too long, just over a week's time, I think it is. And then we'll go from there, really. But hopefully we can have a good campaign. So overall, I'm going to predict us to do the domestic double. I genuinely believe we can win the league and the cup. Champions League, I think we may well get to the semi-finals. I would love to get to the final, but I think the semi-finals you might come up against another side and lose out. But I've certainly got good confidence. Saying that, I think we could go and do the treble. It's a difficult one because anything can happen. I really do believe the squad is very, very good this season. I think we've made massive improvements on last year. The quarter-final exit of the Champions League was really a bad one last season. I was really annoyed with that. I think Atletico really deserved to go through, and it was a really disappointing time. We don't usually go out that early in the Champions League, so hopefully we can have a really good season and a positive season. And I think it'll be a very successful season if we can manage 2 silverware titles. Of course, last season we didn't win anything, so that was a real blow for us. But of course, if we can have a good season, integrate some youngsters, that's something I hope to see this season as well. Some good signings. I'd love to see Lionel Messi, Neymar and Suarez getting amongst the goals. I want to see Neymar have a good season as well, silence some critics, and Messi too. It's just about seeing the young players come through. Luis Enrique, how he deals with the league, how he deals with the Champions League, how he deals with the big pressure games. Of course, we want to win the Clásicos. That's always important. And it's going to be a very, very good season. I'm very excited about it. So I'm going to go with a domestic double in semi-final in the Champions League. That's my prediction. I'd love to know yours as well, guys. Leave it in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen this season? Will we finish in the league? What's going to be the cup outcome? And where are we going to finish in the Champions League? I want to hear your views. Make sure you let me know in the comments below. Also, guys, let me know what you want to see in the next podcast here on TalkFCB, and thanks very much for watching. So, as always, guys, please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, comment your views below, and if you're new, please subscribe, and I'll see you very soon in the next podcast.